Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode at the Single Parent Nation podcast. I'm your host, Priscilla Morgan, and today we're touching on a very powerful topic: the power of your why. What is your why? Have you ever felt stuck, uninspired, and unsure where you're heading, right? You feel like your back is against the wall. Chances are it's because you're missing something crucial: your why. What is your why? Your why is really like your purpose, your motivation, and it's really a fuel that keeps you moving forward, even when times get tough, right? And times will get tough. So today we're diving into what is your why and why having a strong why is a game changer in your life, with real examples, references, and practical tips for finding your why. What is your why? So your why is really your core purpose, right? The reason behind what you do. It really gives your action meaning and alignments with your goals and your values. So if the idea is in that book by Simon Sinek, in his book, start with, why am I doing this? Why am I here? It explains that people and organizations, they thrive better when they operate with a clear sense of purpose. He also mentioned, quote, that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. It's almost like kids don't listen to what you say, they listen to what they look at what you do, right? Well, why is having a why important? Let's use an example. J.K. Rowling, he faced 12 rejections. She faced 12 rejections before Harry Potter became a big thing, right? A phenomenon. Her why was what kept her going after 12 rejections, sharing a story of magic and hoping that it resonated with her own struggles, right? So the why keeps you focused and it gives you clarity. Without a why, it's easy to get distracted and overwhelmed. Have you like worked on a goal before and you had some obstacles and you got discouraged and you stopped working on it? You put it on the back burner and all of a sudden it's no longer even on the back burner, right? So that why keeps you focused and it gives you clarity. Let's say, for example, Serena Williams, right? She cites her why as her love for tennis and the desire to inspire future generations, other young athletes, right? To stay focused through injuries and setbacks. So even though she had injuries, she had setbacks, her why kept her going. Having a strong why is so powerful. Having a why also, it builds trust and connection, right? So let's say that you're in business as a single parent. Having a why, a strong why, it fosters loyal customers. It really does. You attract loyal customers, right? Let's say, for example, the Patagonia, their why is environmental sustainability. So they've built a tribe of customers who shares their values, right? Now, how do you discover your why? There are just quality questions that you have to ask yourself. Quality questions. What excites you? What lights you up? What gets you going? Like me, I love going on vacation. So vacation excites me. Okay. I'm working on this goal because it's going to provide me the financing because I want to take, I want a contribution of that financial earnings to go towards vacation. So let's say I'm making $50,000 a month. I'm going to put away $5,000, right? 10% of that 50 towards my vacation to Italy or Japan. What problem do you want to solve? So let's say that you're in business. What is your why? Like, I created this podcast to empower single parents. And you never know. people are going to come across these episodes and they're not single parents, and I inspired them in some way, one way or another, right? What legacy do you want to leave? What legacy do you want to leave? Maybe you want to leave a legacy for your kids or the future generations. Reflect on your experiences. So your why, it makes you reflect on your experiences. So look at pivotal moments in your life. Let's say, for example, Oprah, her why was empowering others. And that stemmed from her own challenging upbringing. So she had a rough upbringing. Now, let's go into putting, when you figure out what your why is, let's say that we're going to put those whys into actions, right? Not just action, but immediate massive action. So let's say, for example, my personal experience, right? Imagine, or let's just say, imagine that you're a single parent and you want to build a better future for your kids. So your why is maybe providing a stable, joyful, a better quality of life for your family, for your kids. That why can drive you to start a side hustle, maybe go back to school, or even in resilient times when times are tough, it makes you resilient. Let's say, so let me tell you one of my whys. One of my whys is to have a better quality of life. So when I became a single parent, I had to quit my job. I was working graveyard shift and I didn't have anybody to help me with my kids. And they were young. They were 3 and I think 6. And I didn't have anybody to help me with my kids. So I had to quit my job. And I didn't work for a year. So thank God I had some savings. But I depleted the savings. But I say this to say that when I became a single parent as well, I had to work 2 jobs because I had big goals. I had one of my goals was to buy a house. So when I left Florida, I came to Atlanta, I was working 2 jobs to save to buy a house. So that was a big why. Now, did I get tired? Absolutely. Imagine working 2 jobs, being a single parent, and there were days when I only got 2 hours of sleep. Like I was running on empty, right? I mean, a 15-minute nap on my lunch break, that was like sleeping for 4 hours. So there were times, yes, I was tired, I was exhausted. But because I had such a strong why, I wanted to buy a house, I wanted to save to buy a house, I did not give up. Giving up was just not, it's not in my DNA, period. But the why was so strong, so powerful that I never thought, the thought of giving up, it didn't come across my mind. You know, especially when I saw my savings account was increasing. I'm saving, I'm moving towards that goal, right? So that's one of my whys, right? That was one of my whys. I can share one of my current whys. So one of my current whys is to live a better quality of life. And I say this to say that I work a lot. I work a lot because I want to provide for myself and my children. But I'm working on things right now so that I don't have to work a lot or work hard so that I can work smart, right? So having a better quality of life, being able to, you know, I grew up in Jamaica, I had a nanny, you know, so being able to get to that point where I can afford to have a nanny, you know, someone to clean my house, someone to be with my kids. If I have to go to town, or if I let's say I want to take a selfie vacation, or whatever the reason is, whatever I want as a better quality of life, to have time out, to not have to work 7 days a week, to not have to do double shifts. That's my why, my current why, to have a better quality of life, right? Now, let's say, for example, you're a single parent and you have a business, you're self-employed, or you have a side hustle that you're trying to not just make it a side hustle, but a business, right? Let's say you're an entrepreneur. Defining your why can make your brand stand out even better. So consider Apple. Let's use Apple for an example, right? Their why is challenging the status quo through innovation, right? And they do that very well. And this inspires both employees and the customers, right? So, guys, what is your why? I want you to share it with me. If you're on YouTube, drop it in the comments, whether you're watching Apple Podcast or Spotify, or tag me on Instagram, single underscore parent underscore nation underscore podcast, and tell me what your why is. Or even if you're seeing this on TikTok, tell me what your why is. Because sometimes when I hear people why, I'm like, interesting. Like I should also add that to my why, right? So share what your why is with me, please. I want to hear. Your why is not just some ideal. It's a foundation for everything that you do. It's a reason to keep you going, inspired, driven, right? You're going against all odds, in other words. And the force that you attract others to your mission as well, right? And the guidepost to ensure your life has meaning. Like you're not just winging it through life, right? You're not just waking up and just rolling out of bed and just, that's my day. No, you're moving with purpose, right? So take a moment after listening to this episode and reflect, even 2 minutes, 5 minutes, come on. Reflect on what your why is. Write it down. Share it with somebody, or don't share it with somebody. Maybe keep it private. It doesn't matter, guys. Just write your why. Know what your why is. Reflect on it. And let it lead you with fulfilling life. You know, it gives you so much excitement. I would like to say thank you for listening to this episode. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Single Parent Nation podcast. Share with someone, maybe even if they're not a single parent, share it with someone to inspire them. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Single Parent Nation podcast.